Hello, everybody. My name is Shirley, and I am a former board member of our community. Before I share some things with you today, I would like to first give you a quick explanation on how to properly cast your vote for this special recall election after we receive our ballots this week. Ty already mentioned in his last video that we will be sharing a quick how-to, and it turns out it is quite easy. On the screen now is a snapshot of the actual ballot itself. If you're a homeowner who is behind our movement and wish to see our board of directors replaced, please be sure you place an X on the second box of your ballot here to vote for the recall of this entire board. Please be sure to also place an X to both replacement board nominees. Over here, as you can see, you place one here and one here and one here. Wannelly and Ty. You will then need to fill out your address on the return envelope provided, also show on the screen here now. And most importantly, place your signature below your return address. This is very important because your signature will be verified to make your vote. Once you have completed your return address and signed your return envelope, now fold your ballot and place it inside the blue secret ballot. Observe over here. And seal it, and then place the blue secret ballot inside the white envelope. The return envelope is prepaid, so you won't even have to pay for postage to send it. Simply drop it off at the post office and your vote is counted. Now, I want to speak directly to homeowners because I know many of you still have questions about what is happening in our community, why I stepped down, and why I am supporting the recall of the board. As many of you know, I ran for the board because I truly wanted to serve our neighborhood and help improve transparency, communication, and accountability. I also want to be very clear from the beginning. Out of respect for my responsibilities as a former board member, I cannot publicly disclose private board discussions, closed sessions, conversations, or internal communications. However, I can responsibly explain the type of concerns that lead me to my decision. I'm also willingly to share additional context one-on-one, and I am fully willing to provide documentations and testimony in a proper legal and regulatory setting, including before a judge or the appropriate authorities if that's ever required. Many people have asked why I left. The truth is that I became increasingly concerned about how certain matters were being handled and whether the community's best interests were always being prioritized. Some of my main concerns included I review and carefully read the meeting minutes and records from prior boards since the community was first opened. And that review serious concerns for me about a long-standing management and governance practice that exists before my time on the board. A lack of transparency in how decisions were made and communicated to homeowners. Even before I ran for the board, I created a community WhatsApp group to help improve communication, share updates, and encourage healthier and more responsible engagement among neighbors. My goal from the beginning was to strengthen community outreach and make it easier for residents to stay informed and connected. Building and safety issues within the community, I personally arranged the first professional walkthrough to identify potential defects and retain documentation and photographies from that process. Concerns about how the community's completion and sign-off by the builder was overseen. Ongoing construction-related defects that were not consistently addressed. Missing or incompleted landscaping and project elements that were part of the original community plans. Concerns regarding vendor relationships and oversight, including situations where proper professional boundaries and accountability were not always maintained. The management company can only act on what the board formally approves, requiring a majority of 3 votes, and vendors only perform the work they are hired to do. My concern was that there was no consistent, independent follow-through to ensure performance and accountability once projects were approved. As a result, we are now dealing with multiple unresolved water intrusion issues affecting more than 10 units. Concerns related to general financial management and spending practices, significant increases in water costs, and concerns about how water uses and related expenses were being monitored, managed, and communicated to homeowners. The risk of increasing in a special assessment or regular HOA dues. A board vote proposed by the current board member restricting me from having direct contact with vendors while I was trying to oversee and verify their work on behalf of the community. These limitations directly affect my ability to help coordinate urgent operation needs, including access to shared amenities, timely completion of repairs, and restoring access to the community entrances, which previously helped reduce delay and resident frustration. I also frequently serve as a point of communication from homeowners in the field to help de-escalate situations and maintain respectful, open communication between residents and on-site operations. I was informed by management that a community of this size typically requires an on-site manager. Because that position was not in place at that time, I voluntarily stepped in to help coordinate daily operational needs and support residents. I did so gladly and in good faith because homeowners needed timely assistance. My focus was always on keeping the community accessible, safe, and responsive. I was selected by the majority of voting of the board and was named president. Despite that, internal dynamics later changed in a way that made it difficult for me to continue serving effectively. I believe those changes contributed to the challenge our community is now facing. Inconsistent enforcement of violations, which appear to be applied unevenly, and concerns regarding potential conflicts of interest and decision-making that may not always have placed the community first. Because of these ongoing issues, I ultimately felt that I could no longer be effective in my role as a board member. For that reason, I made the difficult decision to step down and to support the recall effort. This decision was not personal. My goal is to not attack any individual. My goal is to have accountability, transparency, and better governance of our community. Many people have also asked why I did not run again for the board. The honest answer is I actually did. However, during that process, I experienced serious concerns about how the election and candidacy process was handled. I felt that certain actions and decisions created an unfair and discouraging environment and did not reflect the neutrality that homeowners deserve. Because of confidentiality and legal considerations, I cannot go into specific names or internal details. I am willing to fully explain and document what occurred in appropriate formal setting if needed. At the same time, I want to share something important. In a difficult and unexpected way, this situation also created the opportunity for other committed homeowners in our community to step forward and run for the board. I truly respect everyone who chooses to put themselves forward and experience firsthand on how challenging the process can be. I believe that having more voices and independent candidates is healthy for our community, and I sincerely hope that those who step up will continue to stay involved and help our new neighborhood forward. I truly care about this community and I understand your frustration. I truly do. I have lived through the same pain of watching repeat water leaks through the community, many of which, in my opinion, could have been prevented with early and more proactive action. I also know there are many unanswered questions surrounding the $3.4 million settlement related to these issues. For what has been shared with homeowners, portions of those funds were placed into an escrow account and used for legal and professional fees. However, there are still reasonable and important questions about how the remaining funds were applied and whether the outcomes match what homeowners were led to expect. Homeowners deserve clear, complete, and transparent explanations regarding the use of those funds and a long-term plan to protect our building and our investment. Even though I am not currently running for the board, that does not stop me from continuing to help our community, advocate for homeowners, and support positive changes in any way I can. And now I want to speak directly to you, the current board. I step aside as you choose. Homeowners can clearly see the condition of our community and the challenges we're facing today. If you truly believe in accountability and in acting in the best interests of this community, I'm respectfully and direct asking you to resign and allow new leadership to step forward. Please reflect honestly on your responsibility to this community and on whether your continued service is helping restore trust, transparency, and stability. I encourage all homeowners to stay informed, ask questions, carefully review the information shared by the recall, organizers, and the current nominees. Return your ballots, please, and continue to stay involved. Your participation truly matters for this future of our community. Thank you for your time and caring about the future of this community, our community.